Hi Aries, welcome to your October 15th, 31st of the month reading, 2020. Let's jump into it. For you, dear Aries, thank you guys for tuning into you, and I was meditating your energy for a turn on the camera. We'll get into a little bit what kind of came through, and just keep in mind if this is like, so your first, second time watching, third, fourth even, okay, and you're like, why is it so complicated? Why does it just get the cards, just these cards, right? Well, I'm also channeling, so there could be, things coming through that may not make logical sense in the moment. And what is logic, right? Really, at the end of the day, what is it actually prelude to even the conversation of at a later point in time. So I don't know what that's going to, but I'm just channeling here as well. So just keep that in mind if it seems kind of like confusing or hard to pin down the particular message. Now I know some of you comment that as you watch more, it becomes more sort of easy to grasp what is maybe meant on a metaphorical level. And sometimes we might find that if we come back to certain readings, that concept when we are really trying to understand it, sometimes it's easier to sort of give space to whatever the message is, to come back to it and then sort of re-engage with the concept. So I don't know what that's going to do. You can come back, let's say, to this reading 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, even 6 months down the line. You might really find that it starts to sort of take shape in a different way for you. So just a quick note, I don't normally go into explanation with that, but it seems to be maybe a focus here in this reading, Aries. There could also be a focus on what seems to be a certain cycle here, and I was meditating your energy, and I was getting that there's something you've been so patient with. Oh my gosh. You've like really been waiting for something here. I'm hearing Aquarius, Leo. I'm hearing very strongly. Aquarius, Aries. I'm hearing very strongly. You could actually be a cross-watcher, maybe Aquarius. You could be watching foreign Aries. That's also coming through. I'm getting that, hearing that specifically. Now, for a number of you, this is also history. I'm hearing it in this way, coming up for review, and it has to do with what it is that maybe you eventually want to talk about. And I'm seeing you're like getting close to this space of communication. It can be with another. It could be, the communication of your talents, your gifts, your abilities, in a new way. Now, for a number of you, I'm hearing it's really kind of risky as you might feel it. Maybe there's an aspect to this, even this project, I'm hearing this space that is kind of, I'm hearing unwieldy. Like you look at this as you're like, if I were to pursue it, I don't really know exactly where the line would take me. Okay, like at that point, in thinking about it in that way, I'm hearing I have to just consider that I don't have control over. I'm hearing also this body of people. Wow, very interesting. I'm hearing maybe my audience, take as you will, and I'm hearing the crown is not made for keeping. I'm hearing upon one's head, but I'm hearing situating. I'm hearing silently. I'm hearing so that the story can later be told about it. So it's like, for a number of you, you're looking maybe at a space, you're like, this doesn't really matter right now in a certain way. Maybe the steps that I take in relation to my vision, my passion, it's not about like right here, the first few steps I take. It's not about also, taming the so-called, the wild, the mountain lion. I'm hearing also the goat. I don't know, it could be a metaphor, a symbol of some kind for a number of you, but it's like, I want to look more in the broader sort of spectrum of seeing, well, if I do take these first steps, then I assume that I will continue along this path in some way and that it can develop. So for a number of you, maybe there is a concept of actually risk, like, and it can be financially where you're like, I'm gonna have to really put, I'm hearing also my everything into this storyline. I'm hearing that as well for a number of you, and it can also be a partnership. Now let's clear the energy and ground for a number of you. This has to do with a huge audience. And you might find that you're at a crossroads here a little bit with this concept here, Aries. I'm hearing, I'm looking at it really, really carefully, and I am feeling guided to make a shift here. And it is a little nerve-wracking, I'm not gonna lie. It's like, I don't know what they're gonna react with. I'm hearing that like specifically. And for a number of you, it is maybe something that you have kind of like on the back burner, we can say it in that way. I'm hearing on the emotional back burner mostly. Like it's something that maybe you feel like it's a matter of what I want to do. It's not like I have to come out and do this. So maybe for a number of you, it's like you're grappling with this concept of, if something isn't, broken, don't try to fix it sort of mentality as well, where it's like, should I just kind of keep up with, but I'm saying you're like, no, Aries, you don't want to just kind of like keep the ball rolling. At this point, you're like, it might actually be to my benefit to disrupt the status quo a little bit with what I'm carrying out. Now let's clear the energy and ground, and I'm gonna get the cards here out for you. I'm hearing Leo so strongly. There's someone here for a number of you. There's so much pressure. You're like looking at some space. Maybe I'm hearing you co-write. I don't know. That could be a particular message. Let's say you collaborate with someone in some kind of way in some space, and it's like, maybe you feel like, well, I don't know if they're going to totally be on board with this idea. I don't know if maybe we're talking about the same thing. I'm hearing that as well. And for a number of you, you're not wanting to wait with that any longer. Like, I don't want to see what happens online. I just would rather also hear the hummingbird out and walk and talk a little bit with it. Wow. So, it could be on a vibrational level as well. You're just like, I want to just know where we stand. I'm hearing that as well. Let me get the cards out. Aries. I'm hearing, okay, well, let's get the cards. And there's a lot of potential here as well. For a number of you, there's a little bit of, again, pressure, because there could be the feeling of, I really want to do this, but then it's like, do I do it now even? There could be a question of even season. This is for a number of you, maybe, in terms of a certain industry. Yeah, so this is weird. For a number of you, this is kind of awkward, maybe even because it is weird. It is weird because we have maybe people who are dynamically addressing our work interesting at like different points in time. Like, I don't know what that is alluding to for everyone, but it's like, if I make a change, so do they by way of that. It's like, again, it could be controversial. You have the Discord in reverse, Six of Swords in reverse. It's like, do I make it obvious as well? Okay, so maybe for a number of years you've been considering carrying something out like on a more public but private scale. Like, maybe you're looking at some space, you're like, well, I can make this change, I don't have to go like so public with it, I can make it more kind of like low key, and then it's like, eventually, like, I'm hearing Amanda will hear about it. Let's clear it. It's like, yeah, I don't know. For a number of you, there's something that you're just like, though, you're wondering, you're like, do I really unleash it? For a number of you, this is something you want to post on social media, you're really considering, you're like, I don't know. Should I go home with that message as well? Oh, so much holding back here for a number of you. I'm hearing, I've been braiding my hair over and over again. Like, I don't know what to do about the bare necessities question. I'm hearing that as well. Okay, one second. The bare necessities. I'm saying that. I'm hearing that song. Okay. Now let's clear for a number of you. This is still something you really want. Aries, like, let's clear it again. You are in a certain way ready for it. In a way, you might actually already, you're living this passion on some level. You have the Ace of Pentacles in reverse, Ace of Swords in reverse. It's just, there's something kind of frustrating. Maybe in relation to this space, it's like, I do really want this. But then, like, who's that? Okay, like, you see someone walking by. I don't know. Maybe you're just hyper aware as well of in that moment in which you feel you're about to make this change, like who's talking and what they're saying and where they're going. And for a number of, well, what does that mean? Okay, so is there some kind of like subconscious fear here possibly in relation to this space that is causing self-doubt? I'm hearing that as well, like, because the idea is the idea, the vision is the vision, but then it's like your persona in that space is your persona. So, well, your persona is your persona. So it's like, what do I do about what I want? I'm hearing that as well. Okay, there we go. Sun, Swords in reverse. So there is something of a question of how do I define one, and also really kind of extend my experiences. Oh, for a number of you, you want to remain humble, like, wow, maybe taking your work to the next level. One second. This has to do with communicating actually about your work. Like, maybe even it's an interview. One second. You're like, I don't know if I should do it. I don't want to come off as like, oh, I know everything and I'm all good and we just need to follow my lead. Like, some of you don't, maybe it could have to do with marketing as well. It's even an idea. You're like, I just don't also want to feel like, and I don't want to give the impression to others that I'm like forecasting this. I'm hearing that as well, like, I'm hearing future fortune telling. I'm hearing that fortune 500. I'm hearing forecasting with Ten of Cups in reverse. Like, it's something. Yeah, wow. Ten of Cups and the Ten of Pentacles right there on top of the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. Come on now, Aries, you got like a mudslide of also attraction to some space. It's just, we're better off like saying, so hey, what's up? At least, like, it's better than nothing at this point. The Star in reverse, the Strength card, right? Like, maybe it's a matter of giving someone the heads up that you are thinking of them maybe in a professional way. I'm hearing that as well. Like, okay. Someone got really nervous there. High Priestess showing up right there. Someone's like, that's it, I'm going to do it. They like walk up to their door, high front right there, Six of Cups. I feel like my face is like on fire. It's like flush red. This person is like, hi, I'm in training. Just FYI. Heads up. Okay. Amateur driver of the wheel. Like, please don't. I'm hearing break my bones from behind the Father Wands. So it was like, please don't rear end me. Although this could be a metaphor. Father Wands and the Hierophant and the Six of Cups. Like, this person's so nervous. They're like at this person's house. They're like, oh wow, so this is like this is your lily pot. I'm hearing that like this person has like a potted plant. They're like, yeah, like, yeah, okay, something is awkward. One second. It's like, when you drop the ball with the conversation a little bit, and then it's like by way of that, like you fall short in extending like also some kind of, I'm hearing surface area in the conversation for this other, for your interlocutor to work with. It's like, shoot, I like made it awkward for them too. Ah, ha 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 ha. Oh shoot, I shouldn't also be coughing. I'm hearing that like during this conversation, like corona, like this is just getting awkward for a number of you, maybe as you feel it. It's like I'm going in circles. I'm hearing that as well with my wedding date. I'm hearing this from number of Temperance card reverse, justice in reverse. I don't know where I need to stand, like inside of the spider web. I'm hearing that, wow, in order to announce it with the Emperor. No, but what's up with that, Aries? Listen, I've seen somebody does want something, but then they're like so aware of everything in the environment around that desire that becomes kind of a dance. Then at that point it's like, now we have our desire, enter desire into the ballroom of this experience, and then it's like suddenly, like every other dancer on the dance floor, meaning things in the environment in relation to this desire, suddenly become so distracting as well to what you originally initially stepped into the space to also create. Now, this can be you with your work, where you're like, when I started this business out, I had a very particular vision with it, and now it's just complicated. This is for a number of you. Like, there's so many people calling out my name here. This is for a number of you. Mother Swords in reverse, Emperor upright. It's like, what's my instinct? I'm hearing that, like, specifically Two Wands upright. I'm hearing my cover letter as well. Now, for a number of you, this can be the kind of thing where it's like you're applying to a lot of companies, and it's like in the back of your mind, yeah, Ace of Wands in reverse, like Emperor bright. That's so awkward. Like, how does the Emperor not know where they want to take this? It's like even like very interesting. I'm seeing like a leopard right there, the Magician at the base of the stack. Caught sight of that in reverse. The Magician's in reverse. It's like a leopard. You know, leopards, like they can hit record speed and fast and just move in that sort of singular direction. And I'm hearing silently, not really like paying mind to what's in the environment. Once they lock eyes with what they love, I'm hearing that as well. Like they're pretty much, I'm hearing past the point of longing for it any longer now. For a number of you, it's like this. It's like I'm seeing a leopard that like suddenly they like get a little psyched out. Death card in reverse. I almost said the devil. It's like, okay, it's like they're running and then all of a sudden they like reach this crossroads, but it's not really obvious. I'm hearing that as well. Interesting. 1 second. An obvious question of like, do you go left or do you go right? It's like the leopards suddenly, it's like they're hit at high speed and then suddenly they're like, wait, did I need to like hit the buzzer before I reach this point in the prairie? Like, let's clear. I don't know what that was linked to. 1 second. It could be on some kind of psychic level as well. They feel like they didn't clear the energy of the past connection that they had. Yeah, Aries, I hate to say it in this way. There is something where you're like, I want to move on with this. I'm hearing it also in that way, but I feel in some way in my heart I still have a token of admiration also. 1 second, for that other contestant. Wow. So this could be something, it could be even you deciding between like, homes. You're looking at a few different units. You're like, I don't know, like I'm going back and forth, like I really don't know. Do I want to be near the temple? I'm hearing that as well. Do I want to be near like the toilet? I'm hearing that. I don't know what that's alluding to. Maybe you're choosing a room, like I would take it as you will, like a dorm situation. But there's just something that's just, I'm seeing like again, a leopard, like they're running through the pair, and then all of a sudden it's like I'm hearing their parents. I'm hearing that as well. Interesting. They're like, wait. They like stop chasing the antelope. They're like, wait, my parents. Did they say I needed to pat the I'm hearing the Quran down? I don't know what I'm hearing before I do this. Like they're paranoid. This is for a number of you with the Hierophant upright, Devil in reverse. It's like, should I actually want this? Second time we have the Death card coming through in reverse. So it could be something even of a psychological, ideological sort of, pause that you take. It's like, wait. Like, what I desire, and I'm not saying there's a question with that, but what does my desire actually sort of interpret of the environment in which it may sort of be let out with the Hierophant? This is something very official for a number of you. It could be a marriage. It could be a business. You're like, yeah, it's like this. Let's say, like, you work for a company. You stepped out of that company. You went and you, like, started this, your startup, whatever it is. Now, for a number of you, or freelancer, or whatever freelancing work, and then now it's like, okay, I'm going to make that official. Okay, I'm hearing, what do you call it? I'm hearing, what do I call it? With the Emperor and the Hierophant. Mother, Source, Reverse, and the Hierophant upright. And for a number of this could be the feeling of a so-called standard that you feel like, might be, again, in relation to this space. It's like, well, I feel like maybe they have, okay, but let's not get into that. For a number of you, like, at least yet, but for a number of you, it's like this. It's like, you kind of, are worried almost, like, oh my gosh, what is the company, like, if I were to really promote my new brand now, what would that other company sort of see or think? It's like, does that really matter? Now, maybe there's something unresolved in relation to that space. Okay, like, let's say you're about to get married and then you're like, you got this like itch that you feel you can't really, I'm hearing, I'm not really attracted. One second, let's clear it to 1 second. Like, you're like, oh, there's something in the back of your mind, or there's something that you feel is a little out of balance that you have to address. Like, you feel, if I do anything, like, for a number of you, you're about to marry someone, and there's still someone here kind of like also longing for you, and you might feel that, I don't know, it could be something you're picking up on in the environment. I'm hearing that again, like, it's the sensation of like, I can tell they're looking at me, they're looking at my stories. I don't want to also like hurt their feelings. Like, I don't want to be posting on my social media how I'm in a new relationship when we just kind of like, we also broke up at a certain point in time, and it was not really easy for them, and I knew that. So let's clear it with the death card and the Hierophant. It could be however way of the Emperor as well, mirroring the death card. This could be also the cycle of rebirth in relation to the ego space. I'm hearing that as well. Now, Aries, your ruler Mars is retrograde. It is in your own sign. And so, there is, a sort of, I'm hearing a magistrated law degree program that needs a looking over at. I'm hearing it that way. Okay, let's clear it. It's like, for a number of you, there is a karmic cycle here that is being brought to an end as well. I'm hearing that. 10 swords reverse. Now, this was not fun. Whatever, like, let's not pretend we ate that and like we didn't feel the indigestion afterwards. That was really like not fun. I'm gonna go about the 10 swords reverse. Now, what does that mean? Always, take it as you will. Let's clear the energy though. You have the 9 of swords in reverse at the base of the 10 of swords in reverse. My tummy hurts, like, and it's not because of what I ate. I'm hearing that as well. It's the way that I had to eat it, which is what really was not fun. Now let's clear it. So this is maybe what someone is saying. It's like an onlooker's perspective. Like, maybe it's like, wow, why would you go through the lengths of doing that? Now, for a number of you, this was something really uncomfortable because of the circumstance that was released, interesting, by way of moving in this direction. So in other words, Aries, and I'm taking my hat off right there, I don't know what that might be alluding to for a number of you, but it's like, there is something that I'm hearing, you just like, you're like, hi everyone. I'm gonna like forewarn you, this is gonna be really not what you expected to hear. I'm here, it's gonna be really awkward. I'm here, really uncomfortable. But look, I am not, I'm hearing in adjustment mode. I'm hearing that with the Hierophant in reverse. Like, maybe for a number of you back out of a contract as well, or there's something that you feel even is on hold, is impending due to some sort of need to release another cycle. Now, this is so clear, maybe even to you, but I'm seeing it even just as a message is very clear with the World upright. 7 of Swords is like, I know that, like, this is the atrium, this leads to the main ballroom. I want, in a visionary space and state of mind to move into the ballroom, and I know by way of that, okay, that I need to move through the hallway, the atrium. And so I realized that there are also a lot of I'm hearing starseed medallions. I'm hearing that I may need to take a look at as I move down that hall. So 1 second, some of you have something that you're either putting on hold, or it's been on hold, or there's some kind of pressure point here when it comes to producing something. I'm hearing that as well, making it official. It's like, I have like a few other conversations I need to have before I actually do this. Now, for a number of you, maybe this is something, again, that you feel, I want to, like, let's say, really get in touch with this person, but in order to do that, I have to resolve the storylines. Or for a number of you, there's a number of things that you want to resolve with someone. Now, I'm hearing, I'm really late. I'm hearing that as well. You're not late, Aries. This is not a matter of time with the World upright. This is a matter of feeling ready to take it on, is what I'm getting. But always take it as you want. If you want like a personal reading, we can always we'll always read on one-on-one. If if it is on the timeline, the World here upright. It's like, for a number of you as well, it's something about the concept that you're communicating that you feel can be taken in a way that is kind of awkward for another party, and it's like, and that you're like, yeah, they're not gonna really resonate with it, like, maybe right off the bat. And I know that it might sound first kind of jarring with the Lovers in reverse and the Emperor upright and the World upright. For a number of you, that this is different for everyone, right? It could, for a number of you, be a matter of like not wanting to surprise everyone with what you're announcing in the way of you want to be humble. I'm hearing that again. Like, you don't want to come off like, hello, this is my new business. I'm hearing that as well. With the Son of Pentacles upright and the Emperor upright and the Magician upright. Like, you do know your shit, Aries, is what I'm getting as well. It's not a matter of that at all, actually, with the Knight. If anything, it's been more frustrating not pursuing this on a certain level. But then it's like, on the other hand, it's like, there is still, I'm hearing also a lot of eyes. There's a lot also that we feel we need to like make eye contact with in that final presentation. So it's daunting, possibly, and it is maybe even, I'm hearing religious here with the Seven of Swords. There's something that you feel, I'm gonna have to talk back on that. I'm hearing that as well. Maybe at a certain point in time, like, for example, you talked to a certain company, you said, hey, like, these are my vows. I'm hearing this with the Seven of Swords, like, maybe whatever it is, you had even information related to that company that you could not disclose. Like, this could be, again, a specific message. And then it's like, now I'm working in a company that might actually be sort of like radioactive in the interpretation of that. I'm hearing that culture. 1 second. Magazine drive. I'm hearing that with the Emperor. For a number of these can possibly be related to a number of companies that maybe even are competing. Well, 1 second, I'm here, cruise liner, I don't know. Anyways, for a number of you, you have a hunch though, and that is maybe what is getting frustrated. Interesting. Maybe you feel like on an energetic level that you're behind. Maybe that's what is sort of this poking and prodding for you, where you're like, I need to do this, like, and I feel it on an internalized sort of intuitive level. I don't want to just also eat candy. I'm hearing that with the Father ones upright and the Six of Cups upright. I want nourishment, and that means on a soul deep level, and it is really not something that we can create. It's like, in other words, if I feel unfulfilled in some way, unsatisfied by this experience, I can't make that up, and I also can't make up for it in another way. In other words, I need to be honest and authentic, transparent with what I really am attracted to. I'm hearing that as well, and what I really want to create for myself. So 1 second, I'm hearing Hollywood, Three of Cups, Reverse, Father ones. I'm seeing you looking at somebody, they're giving you advice, you know, 150% you don't resonate with it, like at all Aries. Like, it's like you're just it's that moment of like, I just smell what they're cooking, and like, I know they're about to ask me if I want to eat it, and I'm just like ready to tell them no. Let's clear it. Emperor here on the Son of Pentacles. I'm hearing Agrippa. I think this is related to the Roman Empire. Agrippa. Okay. Ace of Wands upright right there. So Death in reverse, Nine of Pentacles in reverse, Five of Pentacles in reverse. It's going to continue to get more awkward the more we don't sort of actively address what we really feel. It's just going to build. It's going to snowball. It's going to turn into the mountain itself maybe at a certain point in time. This is going to become something that we maybe don't want it to become as well. Maybe that's what you're feeling. Now, at a certain point, we have to be honest. I'm hearing EDM party. I'm hearing that with the Death card in reverse. Like, you do have a certain experience here that is kind of, I'm hearing freelancing, but a gig. I don't know what that's going to do. The high priestess, maybe whenever you are employed by what feels like the universe, take it as well. And really, who isn't? What is the universe? Who is the universe? And are we sort of, I'm hearing drawn outside or within it. But we have the Death card here mirroring the high priestess. For number, this is something like psychedelic. It's something that maybe even like you experimented with. You're like, yeah, Lovers in reverse with the high priestess upright, the moon, the Death card. You even maybe want to start a business that is maybe kind of like related to something psychedelic, and it's like, yep, Mother of Cups right there. Death card even transcendental, related to meditation. It's like, but then it's like they're gonna see me like I'm hearing I'm an offer of the king. I don't know what that's going to in their hand. 1 second. They're gonna see me as an offering. Wait. They're gonna get the wrong idea. I'm hearing that as well. Maybe if someone feels it with the world. I'm hearing I'm not ready. You're ready, Aries. Please don't play that game. I'm hearing that. This is maybe your mentor to, yeah, the Emperor in reverse. Like, no, I unpack my luggage. I almost said puck. I unpucked my luggage. It's like a hockey puck. Okay, Emperor in reverse. No, I kicked myself out of the room. Like, I literally like stopped myself. I pushed myself out of the race. I'm hearing that as well. Like, okay, Seven of Wands upright. There are, like, really a lot of questions here. Four Swords in reverse in relation to this storyline. There are people maybe who are also wondering, like, why are you like neither here nor there? What's your plan? Like, are you like in or are you out? Are you like promising or are you like, you know, under the radar with that? Okay, like there are people who don't understand maybe like fundamentally also what the holdup is. I'm hearing at the end of the day with the Eight of Swords. Let's pull another card on that. Six of Pentacles. They're like wondering, they're like, do we need to negotiate? Well, they're wondering, do we even need to like intervene in this space? The Magician, the Six of Pentacles, like what is appropriate? I'm hearing that as well. And maybe like there are a number of people who they don't dance all too often with this conversation. So like if they do sort of hear even about it, they're like, well, we need to look into that. Let's clear it. This could have to do, I don't want to have to say it, but like with some sort of drug. I'm hearing that like maybe there's something that someone experimented with and there are people in the environment, they're like, this is not for everyone. You'll know if this is relating to you. I'm hearing something with fish scales. Okay, let's clear it. It's like, I don't know if they really like, are they also, maybe they're doubting, they're questioning, oh, this is for a number of you, related to finances. They're like, well, I'm using that for that. They're like, are you really doing that? Like, what are you using that for? Okay, right there popped out the Two of Cups. So for wow, Son of Cups reversed. And the Hierophant's the last card here with the Nine of Wands. Somebody is in love. They are acting maybe kind of selfish, as one might be able to call it. They're like, why are you not even like at least like give me a sign, like, you know, like are you in, are you out, like are we like saying hi, are we saying bye, like I mean, why are we waiting around at the end of the day ultimately? Now for a number of you, they are really nervous. Like, let's clear it once again. They're not really looking at the Nantucket fairy tale love story in the way in which it was written. Wow, very interesting. Maybe there's an aspect of even wanting to clarify things in relation to the past, in relation to history, that does not allow, in some way, this conversation to get off the ground. So let's clear it. Some truck coming to a screeching halt. I'm hearing getting off to a screeching halt. Wow. So yeah, it's like maybe there's something that someone feels like the only way to go about this is to totally bring it forward and in a really acrobatic fashion where I start to lay everything out on the table at once, like, and at the very beginning it's like I don't want to slowly pull things out of my luggage and then watch like the look on their faces sort of melt before my very eyes. I want it to be where I'm honest right out of the gate. I'm hearing that. But to get to that point where I'm really able to bring everything with me, I'm hearing up on stage, all my props, all my problems, and how it's, you know, sort of see myself tending to them, I have to be prepared for that. Now, there's a lot of pressure on your mind here, Aries. You gotta like relax. If you are feeling like, wow, I'm just not able to do it, but then I'm not able to not do it, and so it's like if you're at that point, you might want to talk to your grandmother. I'm hearing that as well. This is maybe a very specific message. Seven of Swords. I'm hearing K, the letter K. I'm hearing karma as well. Three of Cups in reverse. Somebody is listening to a certain type of music as well that like calms them. I'm hearing the letter B, Beal. I'm hearing very strongly. I'm hearing bestia. I think that means beast. In Italian, Son of Pentacles up right. I think it's also the name of a restaurant in LA. It's like real sort of swanky, swanky downtown LA restaurant. Yeah, I think if I do remember. But and I think it's Italian. No, anyways, yeah, if you're under pressure, even maybe financially, you're like, I just don't know how I'm gonna do this. Like, don't let it get to the point where you're so stressed, Aries. It's just not worth it, okay? Like, it's really not worth it. If you're at a point where everything you feel is, like, up in the air as well, and it's just, like, remember that that's not your whole world, okay? Like, you can have created something, and you could feel like, oh my god, I planted the seed, it turned into a tree, and now the tree looks like it's about to fall over, like, and be that a concept of how you identify with yourself. It's like, you know, don't let that be the only tree in your garden as well. Like, maybe that's a lesson, like, hey, like, maybe don't put all your eggs in one basket sort of thing, right? And it can be on a psychological level. I don't know what this is going to for everyone, always take it to all with the Magician reverse, but don't let this, like, financial restraint kind of get you like uncomfortable about your overarching theme and conversation that you have also with your higher self. So for a number of you, there's a lesson here, and always remember that. And everything that is like so challenging and difficult, there's always going to be something that we feel, I'm hearing less is more even at times. So maybe where we feel like, oh my god, I need to like over it, it's better to also produce something rather than nothing. Like, at least, like, I'm hearing, but then, like, some companies are gonna say, well, why did you produce their thing, but you're not producing ours? Like, at least produce something, Aries, right? You know, don't let this whole ideology of, oh my gosh, but they're expecting this in perfection. Yeah, don't let it get to that point, because then we start sacrificing our story. I'm hearing that as well. One second. yes, I'm here to keep it simple. Like, come back to the basics. Keep reminding even maybe yourself of like, what is it that I want to create, like, regardless of how much I create. So, in other words, for a number of you, if you've also gotten into this tornado of like, you know, talking about success and what that means and like what it feels like, and then I don't know what that's like for everyone, but it's just it's like sometimes less is more. I'm hearing that again with the Magician reverse, 7 of Wands upright. Maybe I don't need to like have this really high expectation of myself where I start to over promise. I'm hearing that as well. And maybe for a number of you, like if you're a company and you promise like other companies like some kind of good here with the Emperor in reverse, and you're like, oh shit, I don't think I'm gonna be able to produce it also like in time, like it's better to at least stare at their messages and manage to make them a return on that. I'm hearing that like for a number of you, maybe again this is a lesson. It's like, don't leave everything to last minute. I'm hearing that as well. Like if you feel like you're gonna be looking at also someone's message last, like maybe just give a heads up. So let's clear it. Aries, you gotta calm down, you gotta chill. Like seriously, this is not like, this pressure is not worth it. I'm hearing again in that way. Like look at what you're looking at. Not the way of like looking at it and zooming into it, but like look at it by way of looking at it like in this zoomed out perspective. If you're like also really wrapped up in some kind of industry thing and it's just like a huge meltdown moment for a number of you where you're like, I don't know what we're all doing here, I'm hearing that as well. Like make a point of stepping out of that space maybe before you make a decision in relation to it, to make sure that you're not making a decision that is coming also from a place of like also desperation with the Emperor in reverse, where it's like, I'm doing this like to save my life. It's not really about your life. I'm hearing Aries. I'm hearing Emperor. Okay, at the end of the day, you're not the Emperor. You're Aries. You're a human being, and everyone also makes mistakes. So you have to keep reminding yourself of that, right? Through these experiences that bring us in touch with the concept of what it means to be a human, right? When we feel at times that we haven't really made the progress that we so-called expected, there is also divine timing here, and you have to remember that as well. Okay, don't like feel like you gotta beat yourself up because you didn't make also your quota here for the month. I'm hearing this for a number of you with the High Priest looking at the Emperor in reverse. Now, there is something that you have to be patient with. I'm hearing that with the High Priestess. Maybe you're speaking to someone here and you're working through a cycle here with someone, and it really is, maybe financial for a number of you, the Death card in reverse, the 3 Cups in reverse. Yeah, it's like, remember again as well that whatever you're experiencing does not necessarily define you. So if you feel like something is also tipping your scales over, you got to step out of it and just kind of like remember that you are who you are in relation to you, not in relation to like your followers. I'm hearing that as well. So for a number of you, there's like too much pressure here in relation to your community, maybe even, and what is a follower? What does that mean, right? So for a number of you, maybe it's even something on a psychic level. Interesting with it. Yeah, wow. So one second, Emperor. For a number of you, you have a vision. Okay, so for a number of you, you do have a premonition here. Let's clear it. Maybe your spirit guides are communicating, or you're having recurring dreams or visions, and you're just like, but I am under pressure. I'm hearing that again. I need to like prepare this. Like, okay, but I'm hearing don't look back, first of all. Okay, your spirit guides really want you to like remember that the past is not defining the future as well. I'm hearing that. So there's no point in kind of like looking back and then trying to understand or ascertain the future and what comes in the future by way of looking at the past. So I don't know what that's linked to. But what is the past? What is the future? You have the World upright, Mother Cups in reverse, and that might be something that is a limited sort of concept. I don't know. Maybe it's like at this point in time, there's no point in looking back. Now you have the Death card here looking over the Father Wands. Again, is in reverse. For a number of you, you do have a premonition, but it's not your problem. I'm hearing that as well. That's really important here to remember, Aries, is like, if I am also attracted to something, I don't need to prove that. I'm hearing that, number one. Number two is I also don't need to, for a number of you, sort of like back that up. I'm hearing evidence that, okay, explain that even, okay, justify that. I don't need to be also this person because I need to be this person. Interesting, at any point in time. So for a number of you, there's a question maybe of your quality. I'm hearing your quality over quantity question. Maybe it comes down to your social circle. Maybe it's like, well, if I really am honest with myself and I really reflect on what I resonate with, I would come down to like maybe 6 people in my life that I would want to keep in touch with. And that makes me feel like I gotta really cut cords here. I'm hearing that with the 6 of Cups upright. Like, gotta make these decisions that are gonna put a few people on do not disturb. 6 of Pentacles in reverse, 6 of Cups upright. And that could be on a psychological level where it's like, when I am thinking about who I am on a daily basis, am I thinking of myself in relation and allowing how others may think of themselves to sort of interrupt that stream of consciousness? It might not be literal, or that's maybe something that you are leaning away from. One second. I'm hearing love is in the air, but I can't smell it because I'm so stressed out. I'm hearing that for a number of you. Yikes, 7 of Pentacles in reverse, Son of Pentacles upright. Where did this energy come from, Aries? Because, well, we did have that, I'm hearing eyes in the blender moment. What in the heck? Hopefully not. During your full moon in Aries reading, there was a little bit of, I think the title of that reading was, This is So Awkward, but I'm Still Showing Up. For a number of you, you're a shop owner. I'm hearing that with the Magician in reverse, 2 of Cups upright. I'm hearing there's somewhat of this, like, very careful sort of line between managing the stress in a way that can be helpful and then feeling like you are subject to it. You have the Son of Cups upright looking at the 2 of Cups upright. I'm hearing I'm honestly at my wit's end with this, but that's also a good thing because then I revert into this state of saying, you know what, fuck all of this with the 7 of Swords upright. Forget all of also this I'm hearing this backstage talk in the back of my mind that makes me feel more stressed out. Let me just go with what I'm feeling. 2 of Cups upright, Son of Cups upright. Let me make it simple again. I'm hearing that. Let me make it simple with the 2 of Cups. I know what I love. I know what I feel. I know what I want. I don't need to worry about that, okay? When we are aligned with the vibration of emotion and feeling, and we sort of, we find the traction in that space, we no longer need to traverse the mental apparatus of how we even are able to extend that truth to others. Like, this is maybe for a number of you feeling like it's like weird, I don't know, and this may not for everyone, but I feel like, there's this aspect of my personality that I have to sort of like make different for different people. I'm hearing that as well. Like, I'm hearing I'm hearing magic. I'm hearing magician here with the 7 of Swords. Like, I feel like I have to tone down like my volume, like depending on who I'm talking to. Let's clear it, or maybe up, like up and down. Like, I feel like not everybody like also is attracted to me. Oh, Aries, come on now. All right, we're really having like a. Can we just like do the dig out in the pond for the frogs thing? Let's clear it. Someone's like, it's all going to hell. Let's clear that. Okay, Aries, come on now. For no reason related to some industry or some environmental question, it's like you're giving up on something, but don't do that now. All right, 6 of Cups upright. Maybe someone talking to you. They're like, there's no point in like lashing out. Now, I am getting that this is riding on this like feeling of like something needing to be perfect, and it's like that doesn't define whether or not this is possible to sort of. Yeah, so what is that about? Ace of Wands upright. So someone's a little frustrated. Maybe for a number of you, you are managing your passion. I'm hearing that, and that's kind of diverting in these ways that are sort of distracting from the real deal, the real thing. You kind of the real conversation actually as well with the Ace of Wands. In other words, it's like, I didn't work out today, so now I need to like find out how to work out like throughout the whole day, the rest of the day, and in ways that like normally like I wouldn't. It's like, you're walking to the post office, you have to like do some kind of exercise like on the way to the, it could be a metaphor, but like, you know what I'm saying? And so it's kind of inconvenient, rather than if we had just like worked out and had that period and time set aside to really address what we're feeling. Now, how many of you are resonating with this? How many of you know what this concept is relating to? How many of you feel like it is actually something that I'm hearing you've created? Even I'm hearing that with the Ace of Wands, like it's like I have this potential, and it's like I just feel like it's just sitting there. I'm hearing that as well. For a number of you, I'm hearing the system by which and through which you carry out this creative potential is maybe just as important as the potential itself. Very interesting. So yeah, on a scale of 1 to 10, how many of you, very Virgo, Samantha? Oh, Samantha, right? Yes. All right, I'm hearing Blades Runner with the Ace of Wands upright. I'm hearing it's yeah, so 6 of Pentacles in reverse. It's the House of Virgo. Okay, now for a number of you, you're comparing yourself. Stop doing that. I'm hearing that. Aries. I'm hearing Empress. Somebody maybe feels like there's something in the environment that has made them feel like a coward. Why would that be? Okay, you have the Hangman and the High Priestess. Let's pull all the cards here. Let's really start massaging. Aries is back now. Okay, what's wrong? What's going on, Aries? I remember, I think it was in the Aries read. Was it the Aries reading when Bandit came through? I'm hearing Cancer. I'm hearing lungs. I don't know what those. Let's clear it and ground. Let's get all the cards out here. Okay. Now, somebody is also, oh boy, they wanted to talk to someone about something, they didn't. They held their tongue, and now it's like eating them up. It's for and eating them alive. They're like, I won't be able to like really live my life until I just look them in the eye and like say what I really feel. I'm hearing that. Oh, thank you for your donation. Dancing with Consciousness. 1111, thank you for tuning in. Oh my. For a number of you, why are you feeling sad, Aries? Come on, Aries, we're counting. We're counting on you, Aries. Come on, ruler of the first house. Listen, this is a baton race, okay? We are counting on you to extend your baton to Taurus. Justice upright, second house. Taurus. Okay, 15th of October, Justice. Someone's like, they're kind of feeling a little down. I'm hearing that with the Justice card. They're like, I don't know where I'm going. I feel like I'm at a standstill. I don't know if I'm at the crossroads even. If I'm just like, you know, crying for no reason. Like, what is happening? I'm here. What is the reason for why this is happening as well? What does the story mean? What is the blah 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 blah? And then you have the Wheel of Fortune on the 16th, and it starts to kind of look like Sunday instead of Monday. Okay, you're like, okay, so it's not that bad. I'm hearing that Devil here on the 17th. Okay, so something starts speeding up actually. Mother of Pentacles. There's a lot of on-off energy, very like, again, Justice is like standstill, balance, right? 7th house energy. It's like yes and no, right? And then we can see both sides of the coin, and then it's like someone feels like maybe they're hanging in the middle of nowhere with this. Well, okay, let's clear it. And then it's like the Devil. Maybe you don't want to define something, and then it's like the Devil here. Monday I'm hearing on Wednesday. I'm hearing, but this is a Monday. This for a number, you have too much work, really. Like, you gotta like do something with your schedule, because this is gonna become something that doesn't bring itself back down. Okay, it's like, oh boy, I better just let go of that. Maybe for a number, you promise someone goods, you just like gotta refund them at this point. You're hearing that as well. Like, it's just gonna be too stressful. For a number, this is like something you're painting. Let's clear it. Don't get to the point where you feel like you need to do that, because it's all a psychology thing, right? Okay, now anyways, you have all here on 15th and 17th. I'm hearing you just gotta let it go. Devil here on the 17th. Mother of Pentacles upright, 18th. You start to kind of like meet the right people again. Maybe you're networking. Something is moving in an upwards trend of a direction again, is what I'm hearing. Then you lead out of that week of the 15th to the 21st. Once again, let's clear it. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Yep. Something is perfectly uncomfortable. This is for a number of you. In a way of saying, I realize that I'm not attracted to that. I'm hearing as well anymore. Like, I realize my luggage is way too full, and I'm not going to be getting it over to, I'm hearing Tanner's place. I'm hearing Tallahassee. I'm hearing that as well. Okay. Now, 1 second. This has to do with social media. Someone's posting something on social media. They're like, hey, I'm just not going to be able to make the party. I'm not going to be able to make the event. I'm hearing presidential nominee. I'm hearing candidate. I'm hearing Carney. I'm hearing Carter. I'm hearing that as well. I'm hearing Carl. Carl's bad. Someone's like, I'm way too far out here. I'm not going to be able to make it. I'm sorry. 9 of Swords. That also has to do with like someone actually transporting like luggage. I'm hearing foam rollers. I'm hearing that 9 of Swords upright. Now, I'm hearing foam party. I'm seeing foam. Anyways, yeah, foam party. Now, you have the Sun in reverse. I'm not going to make it. I'm sorry. Someone's like repetitively telling someone like, or maybe they feel like they're putting something off. They're like, damn, I'm not going to be able to see her. I'm hearing that as well. Mother of Cups in reverse. Now, on Sunday, interesting, when the sun is in reverse, when the sun's coming down on me, someone feels like they're missing some kind of event. I'm hearing, like, that's a feeling, like, damn, like, that's the time that they started the event, and, like, I'm not there right now. Let's clear it. 9 of Wands in reverse. I'm hearing, I realize what happened there, though. I took the bus instead of the tram. I'm hearing this for a number of you. And then I didn't translate. Like, it's like trying to run to a concert in like foreign country. You're like not familiar maybe with like the subway lines. You're like, do I leave my things here? It's something about your scheduling. I'm hearing this for a number of you. Now, yeah, or like even the actual timing. Maybe for a number of you, you missed some kind of event by way of the time zone translation. Now, it is Mercury retrograde as well. Yeah, it's a time zone translation that's kind of a matter to be considered. I'm hearing that with the Sun in reverse. Maybe you're like, whoa, timing really matters. I'm hearing that as well on the 20th here. I'm hearing July. I'm hearing that stinks. I'm going to have to wait till the next year. I'm hearing that. Okay, the Father Cup's right there. Oh boy, for a number of you like just missed someone here, even by a hair. The Hangman coming through in reverse. Could be dealing with a Pisces, water sign, at least 2 people who got a lot of water in their chart here. For a number of you, you're like, I wanted to like dance in their heart, but now it's like I'm just holding the strings, like, fuck, this is awkward. I'm hearing that something's on hold. It's like just not what you expected, maybe even. And siren going off there. 10 of Pentacles in reverse. Now there is divine timing, right? It's like, even if we thought like I'm hearing tricks are for kids, like they're actually also for adults, and everyone at times like can sort of feel tricked out of their own plans. I'm hearing that as well, where it's like, why did that happen? Like right when I was about to like whatever. I can't think of it like that in that way. Now, you know, remember again that there is like a reason also for everything. There's, well, you know, there's divine timing. Daughter wants it right, but it's always your interpretation. Now, the perspective. 3 swords in reverse, 4 cups. Yeah, it's your perspective, Leo. I'm hearing as well. Leo, Aries. Leo, Aries. There's something that you even feel you're kind of suspicious about. 1 second. Paranoid about. Well, yeah, no, because you're walking into an event also like super light. This is for a number of you. It could be on an energetic level. I'm hearing twin flames. I am hearing the High Priestess, 10 of Cups, Emperor in reverse, but don't let it get to you like that, Aries, again. Seriously, I'm hearing you have like way more to offer also than that. Like maybe you're like, I wanted to show up in this way. Oh, the Empress. But I didn't do it on time. Like, oh, you just missed someone. I'm hearing that as well. Like, let's clear it. I'm hearing, I made them like the offer, but like in another plan. And then it's like I met them like here, and like then I couldn't carry out the plan. Like, 1 second. I'm hearing doofus. I'm hearing that. With the Daughter Cups, what do I do about this? I'm hearing that as well. 9 of Cups in reverse, like even you drive by someone, you've been waiting to like bump into this person maybe for a real long time, and then it's like, finally you do, and then it's like, I'm eating my schnitzel, 1 second, on my corn on the cob. Okay, Death card here on the High Priestess. My corn on the cob, Death card again in reverse. Mirroring the High Priestess looking up at the Oval Office question. I'm hearing that 2 of Cups, like someone's like, yeah, listen, it's like this. Someone sees someone, they can maybe even read it in their aura. They're like, I know they're waiting for me to make a move. Like I can feel the pressure. I can feel it coming in the air tonight. Like maybe you even felt like you had a premonition about bumping into this person, and then lo and behold you do, and then it's like, lo and behold, I held out until it was like too late. Maybe you actually were like driving over to like actually like get out of your car and like talk to them. I'm hearing that as well. And then it was like, oh, the tarp fell off of the adjacent building. I'm hearing fireflies. Like, hold on, this is not your problem. I'm hearing that again. Like, if let's say you had an idea of something, you had a plan and it didn't follow through, you know, don't feel like, oh my gosh, but I did everything for the potted plant and it still died on me. Like, you did your best. I'm hearing that as well, Aries. At a certain point in time, though, you know, nature does have its own course. I'm hearing that as well. For number, this is something you wanted to, like, carry out even to the very tail end. Like, I wanted it to last as long as I could. I'm hearing that with the Death card reverse, the World's upright, the 7 of Swords upright. But it just didn't, it didn't do what I needed it to. I'm hearing that with the 10 of Swords upright. Okay, someone is now like at a pub. I'm hearing a crawl bar. I don't know what that is. Ace of Wands upright, the Fool in reverse. They're really like, they're down now. They're very sad. They're like, I missed my opportunity. Okay, Ace of Swords in reverse. We're in the Fool in reverse. I made a really bad move there. I'm hearing that as well. The Fool in reverse. I made her think that like I wasn't actually also thinking of her like in that way. Now she thinks that I am a dude bro's wife. I don't know what that is going to. Take it as you will. Maybe this is like I wanted to make a certain impression and like I felt like I just like let go of like the whole dance altogether. Like just because I was trying to perfect like my mantra for the tango. I mean that for a number of you, like, you know, it's like I was imagining how it would go, and like lo and behold, while I was imagining, you know, the steps and how it would sort of, you know, how one would lead to the next, it's like then I missed the whole event. Like I missed the whole train altogether. And, you know, riding out on it with them. Let's clear it. Aries, that's not true. That is not true. Like you, if something is meant to be, there will be another buzzing, okay, of the bee, okay? Like, the bee will find another flower. I'm hearing that as well. Like, if the pollen is what it is truly attracted to, right? So take it as you will. I'm seeing, like, a bee who's like, oh my god, like, the flower died. But I, like, literally traveled so far. I was, like, on my way to come, like, see this flower. I'm hearing that, like, specifically. And then, like, and then it withered on me, man. Oh my. I'm hearing the Eight of Wands are right. I'm hearing, how do I live without you if you are not gone? I don't know if those lyrics, but they kind of look like lyrics when placed upon the page, taking my voice out of it. Just printing the lyrics. Okay, in that case, just Google the song. I think it's called, I'm kidding. Okay, Three of Cups. Yeah, no, but then someone like, okay, it's very interesting. I'm saying while you're in the down and out vibe here a little bit, Aries, you like this like group of people come up to you. It's something so like serendipitous. Like right in that moment, it's like this band of like also people or like followers. Maybe you're sitting at a cafe or something. I'm hearing, ouch, someone gets pricked by like a cactus or something. I don't know what that is. Like they start having, there's some particular interaction taking place in your environment, okay? Like right as you're like singing like, I'm so lonely, da-da-da-da-na, da-da-da-da-na, to go my own. It's like right then comes like this double entendre joke. I'm hearing told out by the father swords of bright. I don't know what that's going to do. Four wands of bright. It's like Glenda the witch shows up. Like it's your fairy godmother sort of feeling here. Like she wants to talk to you. I'm hearing that. Okay, let's clear it. Well, what does that mean, right? Maybe that's what someone's telling you. They call you actually. They're like, hey, Aries, like maybe like someone you haven't heard from for a real long time calls you up. They're like, hey, you're my first one true love. You know that, right? I just wanted to tell you that. Like they really, this person maybe is like very, they rarely talk to you. I'm hearing that. But like they do talk to you every now and then. And when they do, they have something really, really meaningful to say. So it is something where they're also maybe like they reach out to you in that moment where like you're kind of thinking of what went wrong. I'm hearing that as well. And then they just like come through. They don't know what's going on really, but they're just like, hey, I just want to let you know that like you're all right. Like I don't know what you're going through, but like I just want to let you know that you're good. Aw, you guys, this is such a strong connection here. It's so like even when you read this text message, you're just like, oh my god. I'm hearing Simon. I'm hearing also Solomon with the Son of Cups in reverse. Take it as you will. Eight of Cups. Maybe it's a memory. Daughter Cups here. Son of Cups. Somebody keeps reappearing to somebody in like different forms. It's actually like really bizarre when you're on vacation, when you're in a new vacation home. I'm hearing that as well. There's something in every space that reminds you maybe even of this shaker. I'm hearing it's like a salt and pepper shaker. I don't know what that's linked to, but it reminds me actually of the Justice card that we led into your spread with on the 15th of October. Now, for a number of you, I'm hearing it is something kind of sentimental. I'm hearing I'm a farmer and I made it too. You know that, right? I'm hearing that with the Magician. Like this is someone encouraging someone. They could be a spirit guide. They could be a galactic light body. I'm hearing that. Wow. Force, light force. I'm hearing may the force be with you. This is someone who like every so often also catches you off guard and like you connect with them and they remind you of some kind of like primordial, I'm hearing fuse, wow, here that is burning with the Son of Cups and the Daughter Cups and the Eight of Wands. For number, this is a really important talk coming. I'm hearing relation to this space. You got the Six of Cups in reverse, Daughter Swords in reverse. Someone does not see this coming. They would have never guessed. I'm hearing November, Ten of Wands in reverse. I'm hearing, that's right. I'm taking up I'm hearing my sword. I'm hearing it in that way. Oh, Aries. Woo, Son of Pentacles are bright, Strength card are bright, Magician looking at the Son of Pennies. Okay, so how are we doing? This is maybe even someone's doctor. They're like bringing someone into like an office. They're like, I know it was like really bad. I'm hearing a matter of balance. I'm hearing there's all the Son of Pentacles and the Strength card and the Magician. But you know, we are bare naked at least at this point now. So I'm hearing behind bars. What is that? Okay, let's clear it. This is something maybe for a number of you that someone even legally wanted to address in relation to a certain space, and it was very intense. It could be karmically as well, like wanting to establish some sort of balance. I'm hearing balance. I'm hearing bringing down the house with a hermit. Well, a point of balance with somebody here. Maybe on an energetic level, but yeah, always take it as you will. You got the High Priest looking at the moon now. Someone's longing for someone. They haven't forgotten about them. Not in the least bit. Nine of Cups in reverse, Daughter Cups upright, Ten of Pentacles, I'm saying Ten of Cups upright, we have the Ten of Pentacles as well, mirroring the Ten of Cups, like, yeah, Eight of Cups in reverse. Every moment in which we feel like, oh my god, did they forget about me? And you're about to, like, shake out your feathers and, like, you know, see what flies out, and, like, you know, if it'll, I'm hearing, remind you too of them. I don't know what that, it's like, it's impossible to forget this person. I'm hearing it in that way. Like, it's clear to ground. I'm hearing relay race with the Four of Wands, right? It's like, you kind of know that there's no time variable, timestamp that is relevant in relation to this connection. So the question though is commitment. Yeah, that's what's on someone's mind here. They're like, I know that the connection is like, I'm hearing everlasting love, but like, when is it gonna happen? I'm hearing that with a Three of Cups. I'm feeling pressure on the right side of the crown chakra. Someone sees someone. Maybe that person doesn't see them back though. I'm hearing that with the High Priestess and the Hierophant. Someone's also sleeping in public, and like someone sees them sleeping in public. I don't know what, the Hermit. They're like bundled up. Maybe they're like on a bus or something, or they're on a flight. They're in transit. They have the headphones in. Their hair is around their face. They're like not really aware of their surroundings. Like someone sees them. This could be a spirit guide. Absolutely, the High Priestess and the Hermit. I'm hearing everyone is always watching someone interesting, watching over someone, like, so, you know, everybody has like spirit guides sort of thing. Three of Cups, yeah, absolutely, and they are actively watching you. It's not like, you know, like a stoic sort of stalling moment as a passerby, but like you know, like a strategic. I'm hearing Sadie. I'm hearing Sadie. One second, it's clear. I don't know what that's going to do. This is, you know, it's always it could be taken perceived in a number of ways. This could be what someone is maybe like feeling now. They're like, or they're picking up on, or there's something they're reading, or like someone's calling them. They're like, hey, you know, at all times, like, you are guided, you're protected, man, of the High Priestess. Now, this could be something that came through about 6 months ago. Okay, one second. I'm like, but he didn't call me back. Like, he's such a loser. I mean, I'm such a loser. Let's clear it. Aries, stop that. You got the broom in your hand. You're like dusting like nothing. I'm hearing this for a number of you. You're like, I gotta just clear my head now. Like, I'm not a love boat baby. I don't know what. Like, someone was gonna invite someone even to like row the gondola with them, and then somehow the plans got like a little messed up, and like now they're like, I'm leaving myself out of the clause too. It's like they were maybe gonna go to the event like together with this person, and then they like still had their ticket even if this person wouldn't come, and they're just like, that's it, I'm not attending either. I'm hearing that like specifically. I'm hearing cry baby with the 10 wands. Daughter Swords, Son of Cups, Two of Cups. They like even leave a voice message on their answer machine. They're like, hey, I'm like missing. Are you missing? I'm missing you. Are you missing me? Like, first Aries is like, maybe I won't make it obvious. I'll just say, hey, I'm missing. And like see if they like, you know, kind of react in like a more clear cut, defined way. And then it's like they don't really. I'm hearing creatures in the night, two lonely people. Like someone's also acting really kind of standoffish with somebody, like in a really sort of like, I'm really responsible. I'm here for the responsibility act. I'm hearing that as well. Like, and that makes someone feel like, so you're not really like, are we not having an emotional moment? Let's clear it. Two of Cups upright. Maybe it's a matter of vulnerability. But yeah, for a number of you, it's like, then they don't make it clear back. And then they're like, okay, maybe I should just say it really directly. Hey, I'm missing you. Are you missing me? So I'm hearing, I got to move out. What does that mean? Let's clear it. Two of Cups. Yeah, someone realizes like, oh, maybe we just have like different plans for vacation. So maybe that's what they meant by that. There's some kind of question. Maybe did I misunderstand it? Now, one second. Daughter of Swords, Hermit. This person's moving out. They're moving their things. 10 of Wands, Hermit, Daughter of Swords. I'm hearing Phoebe. I don't know. Theory jacket. I'm hearing that someone has like a sweater by the brand. I think Theory. I'm hearing, I think so. They're like, do you think you can make it? Like, you'll be able to get your things across the border, like, on time? They're like, I think so. All right. Then I guess, I'll catch you later. I'm hearing that Father Swords, the Fool. Aries is, like, gonna cry. I'm hearing this for a number. Oh, my gosh, you guys. The Son of Cups just, like, it's like a kid who just, like, their toy got taken away from them, and like in the moment of it being taken away, they're like still kind of holding on to it, and then it's like it finally like leaves their grasp, and they're standing there, and they are like absorbing what just happened, and then they wait a moment, and then they bye-bye. I'm hearing that bye-bye. Bye-bye, mommy. I'm hearing that as well. Like, mommy's reputation as well, like, in front of all of her friends. I'm hearing this for a number of you. I don't know what that's alluding to. But someone is maybe having a moment. Now, this can be you with you. Maybe you're crying in public. We've all been there. All right, we've all been there. Literally, we've all of us. All of also us, literally. Like, all of our... I don't know what does that mean? Let's clear it 1 second. Maybe someone's, like, in a group of people, like... Maybe, like, one friend cries in public at a certain point in time. They could be, like, traveling together. I don't know. It's like everyone has, like, a moment, right? The High Priestess as well and the Son of Cups. Like, they're just, like, that's that moment when they just, like, first it's just that look on their face again. And then they just, like, they just, like, I'm hearing, they look like they're about to cry in another language. I'm hearing that as well. Like crying is gonna they're gonna invent a language for crying with a mud just shun. It's like, don't love me, fine. Oh my god. Aries, y'all, you are ruled by Mars. Yes, it is retro right now. It is in Aries, but like, you know, you have still more magnets in your box of toys. I'm hearing that to play with. Interesting, with the Magician, the Son of Cups. Now, 1 second. Let's clear it again. Yeah, so, you know, there are going to be more opportunities as well to meet them. Maybe for a number of you, this is like your friend. I'm hearing, she's waiting for me. This person feels bad. They're like, she bled for me on the tightrope, and now I'm like, you know, not even letting our tongues touch. I'm being an a-hole. I'm hearing, though, the Son of Swords in reverse, Ace of Swords in reverse, Magician upright. I'm hearing I'm marrying her friend as well, and it makes me feel weird about that too. Okay, Daughter of Swords upright. This could be a metaphor. It's like, for a number of you, you feel like someone's reputation is really feeling more like a slice of sockeye salmon instead of a woman's breast. I don't know what that is going to. Take it as well. Daughter Swords upright. Okay, someone's like, I'm offended. You're attracting my verbal cues, but like for your discussion with other people. Oh, someone was talking to someone about their intimate connection with another person, maybe. I'm hearing no, like, I didn't know, I'm sorry. You know, you have to distinguish. I'm hearing no. You have to make sure that your movie scene, like, is written from the standpoint of all characters. Like, something was maybe kind of, I'm hearing, obtrusive. I'm hearing that with the Magician. This person's like, you said what about me? I'm hearing those with the Magician. You went to whose house? I'm hearing ring my bell, ring my bell. I'm hearing weatherman with the Magician. It's like, you did what? Stop talking. No, I don't even want to hear, like, this person's, like, explaining. Son of Wands and the Strength card. And the Hermit. I wanted to, like, I didn't want to hurt your feelings. I wanted to, like, wait right there. Okay, you're going to wait right there. I'm going to go get your water from your backpack, and I'm going to make sure it steals the spotlight here tonight. Okay, so someone, like, I don't know what that's going to. They make a scene here, though, in some kind of way. They're like, that's not going to be happening here. Could also, again, be like someone feeling like they got their toy taken away. But this could be you with you as well, Aries. It could be like, 1 second, you with a story where you're like, I'm stuck on the chapter and I'm not saying what I need to say to them as well. Let's clear it. I mean, there's still air in the room with the Son of Pentacles and the Son of Cups. For a number of you, it's a shame because, well, you feel like it is because there's just so much potential. Well, yeah, no, it's a shame. Like, you feel like I could have said so much. And instead, I'm a beaten piece of toast. I'm hearing that on the side of their platter with pickles as the main dish. I didn't also impress them. I'm hearing that with the Daughter of Swords right. So maybe someone feels like they had one chance and they like kind of like, I'm hearing. Can you hold on, Aries? Can you just take a minute here? I'm hearing that with the Strength card and the Hermit. Can you go look at like the boo-boo really. I want you to go over to the mirror. Okay, pinpoint it, point it out. What's wrong here right now? If you could point at it, okay, and say, that's where I want to put the Band-Aid for the boo-boo. Okay, like imagine the doctor just walks in. It's like, you know, you got to tell him where the boo-boo is at. All right, well, where is it? Now, and it can be, you know, on an energetic level. I'm hearing it's all perspective. I'm hearing that with a hermit. Like, that's funny because I just kind of picked up my scab right there. So, you know, there's something maybe also kind of freaky. Like, it's just kind of freaky with a hermit. And maybe for a number of you, communicating it from this perspective of, you know, well, that's what I felt at the time. That's what I was thinking. That's what I was, you know, seeing it as. Could be really helpful. So thank you guys for tuning in. Love the light to always take it as you will, Aries. Enjoy this period. I know that this is a pretty big avalanche. I'm hearing of also desire that we're working with, and you know, so find. I'm hearing find your cues. Where you see yourself carrying them in. I'm hearing also out in the future with the Empress Universe. Love and light to you all, and it could be related to something that well that you're curating. Love and light to you. Thank you, Aries, and I'll see you soon. Remember, it's always perspective. Bye.